I want to show y'all this other video. So one of the things that obviously we're going to talk about later, if we get to it, is a video that I was referencing earlier about how liberals, the relationship between liberals and Black Americans. And I want to show this video because I think what a lot of people, and this was sent to me by a white buddy of mine, a white friend of mine, my bro, he sent me this, and I'm going to tell you exactly, hold on. I'm going to read the exact text that he sent to me. And he comes from a family that traditionally votes Democrat. Just wanted to put that out there. So let me read to you what he sent to me. He sent me a video and wrote, "I wish people saw how white liberals are the most racist people in the world." That's what he sent me a message. I wish people saw, this is a white person. I wish people saw how white liberals are the most racist people in the world. Let me show y'all something. This is what ends up happening. This is what I think of when I think of social programs, Lyndon B. Johnson, and how all of these programs and people doing Black people favors and DEI and people getting opportunities not based on merits because y'all think that that's going to be the greatest thing for these people. And all it does is it cripples our community. It cripples our community. You want to offer so much help where it's like, yo, we're not even asking for that, bro. We're not asking for you to I'm out here fishing, trying to figure out how to fish, and you just come with your net and just grab a bunch of fish and give it to me. We're not asking for that. Just like a lot of these migrants that are coming in, getting all this money, a lot of them, from what I've heard, or I'm not going to say a lot of them, but I've heard multiple articles or multiple stories about, yo, we just want to work. Like, we don't want to y'all just hand us money. We want to work. Let's take a look at this video and y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. I thought this was one of the cool, like I actually played this video during one of the commercial breaks and people liked it yesterday. So hopefully y'all enjoy it too. All right, let's take a look at this.
Opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
For certain fees.
So hold on. He asked her, I just want to make sure y'all heard the question right, about how do you feel about voter ID laws?
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs.
Hey, Black people, y'all ain't got no IDs? Y'all don't know how to get to the DMV? I didn't know that Black people didn't carry around IDs. I didn't know that was a thing.
You do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for?
They can get identification.
You can always get IDs. You do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for Black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for Black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of Black voters.
Oh, hold on. Did we get a little bit of a, hold on one second. Sorry about that.
The communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi. We are already connected without the Wi-Fi, so we don't need that. All right, let me see if this, we need this video to start working. And even if you saw this video yesterday on our broadcast, we only showed a clip of it. So this is going to show the entire video. Let me back up and let her speak the entire time.
An internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for Black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
A lot of people have.
Yo, Black people, y'all don't have the knowledge. I'm saying y'all, I got the knowledge. I don't know what y'all talking about. I can go online and figure something out. But I didn't know that black people didn't have the knowledge to go online and figure out how to order an ID. I didn't know that.
Smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most of the knowledge
This provides
of how it works.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or like they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of like black
I don't know why it's skipping. at
like
this
you're not
moment.
allowed how they repression of like black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, like you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the like African Americans.
Now,
Yo, a huge population of the African community are felons. Did y'all know that?
You're a convicted felon, like you're not allowed to black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, like you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the like African Americans.
now,
Hold up. Yo. Yo, I'm gonna be honest, yo. I don't even blame white people for this. I don't blame any of those white people in that video for this. I don't blame any of them. This is what happens when you accept victimhood. When you accept being less than. When you keep complaining that the playing field's not fair, so we got to make just win. And then level it out. Oh, well, everything's got to be completely fair and even before we compete. So therefore, we're going to spend all of our time, effort, and energy on making the playing field fair rather than spending our time, energy, and effort on trying to win. Black people have become so soft. And I'll be totally honest, this is where the disconnect is between a lot of these elite black people, these black people that make good money, these black people that are on a lot of these news stations, Joy Reid. This is the difference in the disconnect between people. The black people that are diehard liberals and that are the type of people that go to the DNC, the type of people that acted like this is the thing. Hey, we all got to go to the DNC. Those type of people. There's a disconnect. You don't need to be looking at us as less than. You don't need to be looking at us like the lady talking about they may have phones but not have data. They may not know how to look up something on the internet. Oh, well, you also got to look at convicted felons because there's out of the population of black people in Florida, a lot of them are convicted felons. All right, so now let's look at the other side. Because if it's okay, this is like a classic situation of people telling us what we need rather than us saying like, well, actually, no, we kind of would like prefer this. Like we kind of prefer to actually learn how to do certain things rather than you just give us certain things that we don't necessarily earn or qualify for. Let's keep going.
I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so like we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this, some type of trick candy cameras?
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that. It's on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
that's just stupidity, honestly. Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I had access to the internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly. I do it at work. So, of course, I know how to use it. My kids know how to use it. They all have iPads, iPods, whatever.
Your phone has data? You can actually
Unlimited.
Unlimited. Stop playing
My
with
phone
me.
is a hotspot.
What does that say to you for the people who have this perception of black people?
They're pretty much ignorant. That's what my thought process on.
I just think that's ignorant.
Ignorant.
Ignorant. That's the word I
Very,
hear a
very
lot.
ignorant.
Ignorant.
Very, very ignorant.
Does it sound racist for somebody to say that?
I think it is a little racist because, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
You're judging somebody, like, what, you're judging them because they black, saying that they don't got it?
What people are they talking to? Who are these people talking to?
Do you have a problem that if you go to vote and they say, can we please see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are? Are you
Love
cool?
showing my ID.
You got no problem with that?
Nope.
I'm going to tell you exactly who they're talking to. They're talking to these silly, low-level politicians, low-level journalists, black people that use their race, use their identity, use their race and gender to get into certain rooms and to be the pawns in pushing certain agendas that it helps a larger party. It helps a larger power. This is what happens. Black person wants to become a politician. What's the first thing that they're going? Yeah, well, I want to become a politician because I want to figure out, how to, fix the black neighborhood. It just is an easy thing for them to be. I don't want to say responsible for, but it's an easy thing for them to lead with. I've been mistreated. I've been oppressed. So therefore, that's what. And it ends up turning into stuff like this. It ends up turning into stuff like this where you have white people that literally look at us with almost like they pity us. I don't want your pity, bro. I don't need your pity.
Would you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, can we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have a problem if there was a rule where you have to show your ID in order to vote?
I don't think so. No.
Would you have an issue if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Come on, man. All right. So clearly, I don't know. I thought that was a good video because I think that puts people, it just puts things into perspective because once again, I don't think that those white people are intentionally being racist, intentionally being prejudiced in a way that they think that they're doing it because they're being mean. But that's what ends up happening when you constantly say that you're less than and hey, we're oppressed, we're all this other stuff. That's how people are going to see it. That's how people are going to see it. These are the people that are voting. This is another reason why I don't know. Maybe that's why they're turned off by Donald Trump and think he's such a racist because he's more of a direct communicator, not going to pander to black people and say, oh, black people, you don't have internet. Like, oh my God, we need to help you out. You don't know how to use the internet. You don't know how to get to the DMV. Like, we feel so sorry for you. That's the type of energy. All right, so let's move on.